big dogs in town, mate. How good would it be to knock them off in your first match between them?
Yeah, look, anyone's first game is always going to be interesting. They haven't been together very long, neither have we, with our full squad. So, anything can happen. The big stage is Thursday. It's set and, it's a joint home court. So we have to get used to the feeling of playing on our home court, even though it is technically an away game. But I'm sure they're going to come out firing. We just have to do the same thing.
Is this the shortest sort of pre-season you've had with the side? Because you've had, one or two games, if that?
Yeah, basically 2 weeks of training with the team is probably the least I've ever done. To then get straight into a season, but we've got an amazing group of guys. We're well coached. The boys put in a lot of effort in the pre-season and just getting themselves mentally and physically ready for what's to come. So it's been easy to transition. We've got veteran guys all through our roster, so it makes it easy for me to just transition in and play my role the way I do every single night.
New team, limited pre-season. Is it going to take you guys a while, I guess, to get going and I guess get connected?
I don't think so. You look at us in the pre-season blitz in Tasmania. They put on a great event, but to go 2-0 against two great teams in Sydney and in New Zealand, we showcased, even without a few of our guys, that we're going to be a team that plays a certain brand of basketball that not many others may play. So you add myself and you add a few other guys into the mix, and Gibbo coming back. It's going to be a really dangerous recipe. So hopefully we can start cooking.
Do you think Ty Wesley will be fully fit tomorrow? Because it looked like he had a bit of a scare earlier in the week.
Yeah, I jumped out from a corner and scared him, so that's the only scare he's had.
You're a big boy, Mitch. I mean, just having a Melbourne derby back for the first time in 10 years, it must be sort of heartwarming. It's good to see.
Yeah, Horsham's just a stone throw away. So, not being in the city and being the southeast suburbs, it feels like a country team for me. The way we're set up and the way we're programmed so far, we have that grittiness to our game. But to put on a spectacle like this as a throwdown, you have the showdown in SA, and I was there for 8 years, and to go to those games and to see what kind of rivalries do go on, and just the fans themselves trying to pick sides of who they want to win, especially when everyone leaves and goes home and next door neighbours. It's a pretty cool thing to be a part of.
Who worries you in United's lineup, mate, just looking at them?
They're previous champions. They're well coached. They've got a deep roster. They've got guys like Chris and you've gone and got Mello and Casey back, who's arguably one of the best swingmen that the NBL's ever seen. You have a powerhouse in the centre in Long. So you've got a bunch of guys, but then you can't shy away from guys like Shaley and Smith Milner, guys off the bench. So they've got a deep roster. So do we. We just have to try and compete as hard as we can for 40 minutes, and hopefully that puts us in good stead.
That's a similar question to Chris. Are you expecting, I guess, it to be a spirited rivalry from the start?
Look, everyone's trying to pump it up like we don't like each other, and how good's it going to be? But at the end of the day, we shared a coffee, and he had his toasted cheese standing next to me, and I smelt it and want one too. So, look, as soon as the ball gets thrown up, the four white lines kind of guard us in, and we go at it. It doesn't matter who it is or where we are. That's how we're always wired to play. And the competitor I am, and as much as I know Chris is the same, we both want to win, so we'll do whatever it takes.
You said there's a bit of a big country feel about this group, there's usually a bit of trash talk from big country, a bit of pointiness. You guys got that as well?
Yeah, look, we've got guys on our roster, guys on our staff that, we try and, instigate that a little bit. We do try and, get that competitiveness out of each other. I'm especially someone who's going to be vocal, but we have guys that can fill it up. We can be defensive stoppers in transition. We can push the pace offensively. There's a bunch of things we can do well. So, we just have to be solid on the defensive end, limit them to one shots, and then we can start to get in our bag of tricks.
For yourself personally, has it been, I guess, tough to pick yourself back up from, obviously, the World Cup?
Nah, I like basketball, so it's pretty easy to play it.